My name is Thomas Kraus. I'm coming from Berlin, and I was here already for, let's say, 10 times over the last 8 years probably. So I'm coming more or less regularly, and especially to Blagodelo, which is north of Yekaterinburg, to this community for people in need of special care. And there, where I'm coming from in Berlin, I work since 20 years now for people with disabilities, and that's the reason why I'm here. So what I want to get other people to know is to be honest, the same which happened to me. Before I came the first time, I haven't had any idea where it is, what it is about, and no idea. It was by a special invitation which I got, and then I came here and I experienced something special, something very warm and welcome, probably also something with that border between Europe and Asia, probably, and this Ural Mountains, I don't know, the region. And after this first visit, especially in the winter time, yeah, with this coldness, we don't have it at home, I got the feeling I have to come more often and so on, and it became a friendship with people, and so I would give other persons also the opportunities to establish friendship with people in Russia, especially among the people with disabilities. So I'm organizing this First World Congress not there in Moscow, not anywhere else in Russia, but here in Yekaterinburg, to be honest, because of the people. That means I need, of course, enthusiastic persons who are thinking this idea is really good. We are doing something not for our own purpose, but for a kind of marginalized group of people with disabilities, and they are getting more and more enthusiastic about it, and I found those people here in Yekaterinburg, and so we started together a process, and it is growing because of the will of unique persons, and we will have in some months this hopefully unbelievable good result. And what is also important to say is, you know, as well as me, how the situation is in generally globally towards Russia. And I would, because I've been to Russia maybe 20 times in my life, and I want also try to give other people who have never been here the chance to visit Russia and to see how the reality is, and that they can experience that what they are reading in the media or so, or hearing, is one part, but the reality is completely different. So in general, I would say that, of course, the situation towards people in need of special care here is still at the beginning, at the very beginning, in comparison with the situation in Germany or in Switzerland. As far as I do know it from outside, of course, people in need of special care with disabilities in general, they are not so much visible in the streets here. From my perspective or feeling, I can see a little bit like not a curiosity, but a little bit anxious and afraid of the so-called normal people towards people in need of special care in general here, more than in those regions where I'm actually living. But of course it has to do with the fact that as long as you don't have any kind of experience, concrete encounters with those people, you are of course afraid. And this is why we are doing anything to build bridges between disabled and less disabled persons, to bring them together and to have encounters and mutual exchange, so one can benefit from the other and vice versa. If I had an opportunity to meet somebody who has never met any person with disabilities, I would like to give him an advice. Try to meet some person and try to get in a real encounter with them and try to see at what point the disability disappears. And then you can really get an impression about what abilities this unique person has instead of this outside disability. So I want to show people who are coming from all over the world. Of course, the center, the lake in this artificial lake in Yekaterinburg, the water, beside of this very special church, and also this kind of crowdness between new building, very old one, and this Russian style, even the beginning of Siberia with its special houses. But to be honest, it is more about not this outside landscape in the city, but more about the soul level of the people, of the persons who are living here. I don't eat meat, for instance. To be a vegetarian is quite a challenge all over Russia to get something. And it's interesting that Russia is the only country for me personally where I'm willing to eat fish, because fish, for my understanding, is meat as well. But here in Russia I accept to eat fish, and there was a very well prepared fish recently on a very small stove with wood, which tasted quite nice. But in general, yes, of course, chorny chai in general, because I'm coming from a country where more or less everybody's drinking coffee and admires coffee, me as well. And so this culture of samovar. So the only Russian words I know are very few. Spasiba, pожалуйста, chai, lyubov, and andatra, norka, and krolik. Yes, what I would like to take away, especially from now, of course, it's really this winter, because I was here some years ago in the winter time and it was 35 minus, and then we came back to Berlin and it was -5, and it was even colder than here, because here it's dry and it's really, you're wearing nice clothes. The winter time, and also this wooden houses, of course, and of course the most important thing is a samovar, and of course banya, another Slova, and what else? Music. This Russian songs also. This is something very special.